From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Kent's Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Well, the latest model data came in, and I wanted to show you the latest update here this morning, and then, of course, we'll have another update coming up at noon. Before we get to all that, let's give you a quick reminder of how you can get Weather NorCal, youtube.com/@WeatherNorCal, and the 24-hour channel is on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. It's eventually coming to Apple TV, but it's also on the YouTube channel. It's also on weathernorcal.com. And for your iPhone, for your app, for your Android, there is a free app. Be sure to search for Weather NorCal and all kinds of great weather content on there. Here's your weather headlines. We've got the warming trend as we approach the weekend. Possible mountain, and now I'm maybe even talking about the potential for some valley thunderstorms. I've been kind of going back and forth on that. The forecast models really have not been handling this upcoming potential for thunderstorms quite well. And there's a reason for that. We're dealing with some remnants from a tropical storm, some moisture, and we're also dealing with a little bit of monsoon moisture as well. That tends to be a little bit more difficult to predict. And then heat wave this weekend going into next week. All right, so here's what we have in store for us today. Temperatures, mid-90s, even some upper 90s for some of us, especially for the north end of the valley. Not quite as warm in Chico, the high of about 92. And for the mountains, in the upper 80s to about 90, just depending on where you are. And taking a look at the fire potential for Thursday, still on the low side and even on the little to no risk. But let's fast forward to Sunday, because for the first time this season, we are seeing red on this map. I've been mentioning this the last 24 hours or so, and it's still kind of in place here. The L indicating the chance for lightning. So we're certainly seeing that potential here this weekend. Now, if we were to take a look at Saturday's map, this red wouldn't be here, but Saturday is when we actually expect to see our first best chance for thunderstorms. So, we kind of have to kind of wait and see what happens here. But bottom line, we've got the moisture now over Southern California. This is the remnants, by the way, of a tropical storm. And there's also some monsoon moisture coming in from the south that's going to be working its way northward into our region. And in fact, the National Weather Service out of Norman, Oklahoma, has this area here with the best chance for thunderstorms on Saturday. Now, I still think all of Modoc, Siskiyou County, and eventually Trinity County could see some activity as well. But it does look like, quite honestly, it does look like this area does have the best chance when we look at futurecasts. And I'll show you that here right now. Here you can see, of course, today, not expecting any activity. It's just going to be in the form of some clouds, and that's really going to be about it. So kind of status quo, temperatures staying below normal for this time of the year. Now, we take you into Friday, and we're starting to see some of that moisture work its way up. There may be a stray shower or maybe even a thunderstorm for, say, Susanville eastward. You start heading west of that, chances are slimmer, and even slimmer chances going into Modoc County. So Friday, not really going to be a very big chance for those showers or thunderstorms. But look at this. Now we're starting to see it kind of really come on up. Now this is Saturday, okay, at 5 p.m. So we're seeing those thunderstorms in Shasta County. Remember, I was showing you where the best chances for thunderstorms were, and it was this area right here. And look what Futurecast is doing. It's pretty much painting that picture here of some thunderstorms here for eastern Shasta County, Tehama County, even into Butte County. Now, here's the thing. As these storms progress westward, it's not out of the question for them to kind of roll down and make their way into the valley. Now, typically, when storms go down the hill or down the mountain, they lose a lot of their energy. And that certainly will be the case with these as well. But there may be enough energy, at the very least, to see some showers in the valley, if not even a straight thunderstorm going into Saturday evening. So really, Saturday through the day most likely should stay dry for the valley, but places like Redding, Red Bluff, even Chico, I've included Chico with a chance for some of that activity as well, but the chances are best around Redding and Red Bluff. Now you'll notice again, not much activity for Trinity County, Siskiyou County, or even Modoc County, but I'm still going to include a chance there for Saturday. Now, the long-range forecast model over the last few days has been really backing off on the potential for thunderstorms in the mountains through this weekend. I mean, look at this. All it's showing is clouds, not much going on as far as showers or thunderstorms are concerned. That being said, I think the mountains at the very least will see the best chance for thunderstorms. Still maybe in the valley, but for now I'm keeping that out of the forecast. Monday, you can kind of see a better chance, kind of seeing some of that activity kind of popping up on Monday in the mountains, even the inland areas. And then on Tuesday, maybe a little bit of activity near Siskiyou County. But as we go into Wednesday, we may see some activity over the Sierra, but not much for Northern California. Here's the bottom line, and here's really what we need to just keep our eyes open for. Tomorrow, we may see some of that activity, right? And just like I was saying yesterday, I think the best chances for thunderstorms in the mountains will be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Anything after that, we'll have to continue to monitor. And for the valley, Saturday, maybe even Sunday. So we'll watch that. Keep your eye open for it. Keep watching the forecast closely. This is one of those forecasts where it just changes from model run to model run. And it makes it difficult for us to really communicate with you exactly what's going to happen 2-3 days out. It's just kind of one of those type of situations that we're dealing with right now, making it kind of difficult. But as I mentioned, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, those are the 3 best days that I'm seeing the potential. And for the valley, Saturday, Sunday. Now, temperatures. All right, let's talk about that. Because temperatures are warming up a little bit. But for today and tomorrow, not that bad. But we're back up, at least for Redding, to about 100. And should be over 100 degrees, most likely through next week. And then maybe eventually dropping back down below 100 degrees as we get into that next weekend. But this will be one of our longer, prolonged periods of 100 plus degree temperatures. The longest we've seen so far this year has been 11 days. That was in July. But anything after that has been 2, 3, maybe upwards of 5 days of 100 plus degree temperatures. So we really haven't seen very long stretches of 100 plus degree temperatures, but we may break that trend here as we go into this weekend and not to mention into next week. So here's what we have for your Thursday. Temperatures in the low to mid 90s in the valley. And for the mountains, mainly in the 80s. Places like Wairika, Etna, you could get up to 90, as well as Susanville, and even Quincy with a high of about 92. But elsewhere in the mountains, mainly in the mid to upper 80s. All right, so here's your 7-day outlook. So as I was mentioning, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Now on either side of that, there's a chance for some, like for example, Susanville. Maybe on Tuesday you saw that in Siskiyou County, but I'm going to keep it out of the forecast. Very inconsistent once we get back past a few days. But that's what it looks like. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Best chances. But for Susanville, you may see some activity here as early as Friday. Now, looking at the valley, I've included it. If you watched early this morning, I didn't have the thunderstorms in there. But now that I'm seeing the latest, at least short-range forecast model, which tends to have a better handle on these situations, I'm going to include at least on Saturday. Stay tuned for Sunday, because Sunday I may be including that here later this evening here, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. But that's what it looks like for now. Notice the temperatures too. They are warming up, especially this weekend for Redding. Sunday, everyone should at least be 100, maybe even Chico, but then it looks like it's going to be 100 degrees plus, especially for the north end of the valley through all of next week.